In this group presentation, we will compare three organizations, Gasum's, Varustellekas and Toast-Alle's circular strategies. First, we will introduce our chosen company shortly. Then we will compare companies' circular solutions and practices, business models, and partners and leaders. After that, we will discuss each company's strategies and provide recommendations to enhance circularity. And lastly, we will generally discuss about circular economy in Finland. Gasum is a Finnish state-owned energy and gas sales company, which is founded in 1994. The problems that they have identified are fossil energy sources limitations, transport and industrial emissions, adverse effects on climate change, and increase of organic waste. Gasum's solutions for these problems is biogas, which is alternative to non-renewable natural gas. Biogas can be produced from organic waste from households, industries, and agriculture. And it can be used for transport fuel, heat production, and industrial energy production.
Varustelleka is founded in 2003 by Valtteri Lindholm based on his own needs. Varustelleka's main business is to sell the military surplus products, and they also have their own manufacturing. They identified a problem. Products are prematurely ending up in landfills, and that increases the production of new products and the unnecessary use of natural resources. After that, they got an idea to launch their circular economy business model in 2017. Since then, Varustelleka is committed to buy back from customers used but intact products which have sold them in the past. The company resells the products that are bought back second-hand, thereby extending their service lives. The customer receives a refund for the products, and they are not solely responsible for the recycling. Recycling the product strengthens the relationship between Varustelleka and the customer, in addition that the refund for the products redirects the customer back to the Varustelleka's selection.
So, Toast Ale was launched in the UK in 2016 by Tristram Stuart, a British author and a food waste activist. And the problem that they identified is that a third of all food produced globally, so approximately 1.3 billion tons, is wasted every year, according to the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization. And one of the most frequently wasted foodstuffs is bread due to its affordability and short shelf life. And in fact, 44% of all bread produced in the UK is thrown away. So Toast Ale has an unusual and appealing idea of how to solve this problem, and that is by brewing beer. So the company starts by collecting surplus bread from delis, bakeries, and sandwich makers, and it's then incorporated into the brewing process with malted barley, hops, yeast, and water. It doesn't take any special technology, but it can replace around a third of the malted barley used for beer. And that means the process offers multiple benefits, namely using up and adding value to bread that would otherwise be wasted, and also displacing other resource inputs. And in addition, 100% of the profits go to Feedback, which is an organization that works to address food waste issues across all stages of our food system. And that way the money doesn't disappear to shareholders, but instead continues to further the cause. Toast Ale is a good example of the philosophy of feedback. Encouraging people to take steps towards a more circular economy should not start with complaining, but by showing a better option. And so the team behind Toast Ale has created a brand that is fun and engages people in conversation. Now we compare the circular solutions and practices of our studied companies a little bit. So according to Sitra, there are 5 different circular economy business models. And based on the circular solutions and practices presented in the previous slides, we identified that these 3 companies represent 3 different business models. So first, Gasum represents renewability, so using renewable energy. Varustelleka represents product life extension, which means using products according to their original purpose for as long as possible, or enabling multiple instances of reuse through means such as maintenance, repair, and refurbishment. And then Toast Ale, on the other hand, represents resource efficiency and recycling, as they collect and reuse products that have reached the end of their life cycle. So although the companies' business models are different from each other, there are also some similarities, especially between Varustelleka and Toast Ale. They both utilize surplus products and focus on engaging customers or consumers. This shows that similar ideas can be applied in different industries.
Now I will discuss each company's degree of circularity in their business models. Gasum and Varustelleka have added circular principles in their business models afterwards, when Toast Ale's whole business model is intertwined in circular economy. Gasum launched their first circular economy solution 5 years ago, and Varustelleka only 3 years ago. In this sense, both firms' circularity is a relatively new part of their business model. For example, in Gasum case, only a fraction of total gas sales was from biogas in 2019. Further, Varustelleka is not yet providing information of how big share of circular economy solutions are in all their business operations. Unlike others, Toast Ale's business model is built right at the beginning based on the principles of the circular economy.
Next, I will talk about the circular transition partners and leaders of these companies. So each of the companies we studied have quite a lot of different partners regarding circular economy. Gasum operates in close cooperation with different companies and organizations, such as Stora Enso and Finbio, and provides the solutions to various industries. Varustelleka's business, on the other hand, is based on selling military surplus, which is why military is their most important partner. Varustelleka also tries to make sure all of its suppliers are working as ecologically as possible. Engaging customers is also a crucial part of Varustelleka's circular strategy, which is why it is also listed here. Toast Ale's most important partners include the surplus bread providers as well as the breweries, enabling the brewing of the beer. And feedback is also listed, as they help make the most out of Toast Ale's profit by using it to further the cause, as mentioned earlier. Each company's partners are a bit different, but a common factor is the sustainability of the partners. So these companies have realized that in order to succeed in the circular economy, all the stakeholders must share the same values. And when it comes to leading the circular transition, it is quite similar among all these 3 companies. Circularity is deep-rooted in each of their strategy, and the sustainable actions are led by the management of the company. And the management also focuses on engaging every employee in the organization in order to truly succeed in their circular economy goals.
And next, shortly about the strategies. Gasum has begun to pay special attention to carbon neutrality and the circular economy in 2015. At that time, biogas products were launched to the market. Corporate responsibility and sustainable development are seen as a holistic activity that is closely linked to their strategy, and they are committed to increasing the size of the gas market on an annual basis in Finland by 2025. In their strategy, they are focused on environmental and safety factors, to the circular economy developing, climate change mitigation, employees' well-being, and low emissions from supply chain. Their goal is zero accidents or environmental or property damage. Varustelleka's strategy focuses on minimizing environmental damage, and they are committed to compensate the carbon footprint that they have caused last year. The company will also continue to implement the circular economy model to be even better. Their vision focuses on the employees' well-being, and they are encourage them to develop their own actions. The company goal is to act correctly in a socially responsible manner. Toast Ale's entire business is based around a circular economy. The circular economy is implemented in a resource-efficient, responsible way, and raw materials at the end of their life cycle are reused.
Next, I will provide recommendations to enhance circularity. For each three organizations, we recommend that they should increase the amount of information about their circular solutions and practices. We noted that necessary information was quite difficult to find, or the shared information was very limited. Further, each company should identify all the partners in their ecosystem, and in future be partners only with companies that promote the circular economy. We also made recommendations per organization. Gasum could develop their biogas production potential. For example, at present, only 4% of the biogas production potential is utilized in Finland. They could also expand the biogas network, more filling stations and raw material sources. And of course, they could only focus in biogas production and distribution. Varustelleka could enhance their supply chain's transparency. For example, in their website, they admit that they do not have information from all of their suppliers. Toastale is already doing quite well in terms of circular economy, but they still can do improvements in emission reductions regarding beer production, packaging and transportation of it, and on business trips.
There is a lot going on in Finland in the field of circular economy. A strategic circular economy program for Finland is being prepared for 2035. The main focus in the future of the Finnish economy should be in the circular economy. With the program, the government wants to strengthen Finland's role as a forerunner for the circular economy in the whole world. According to Sitra, Finland's circular economy requires the realization of 4 strategic goals for our entire society. These are improving competitiveness and vitality, transition to low-carbon energy. We should treat our natural resources with respect, as well as simplify our everyday lives. Using existing sustainable solutions, we could cut our daily emissions up to 37%. One of the main things is that Finland wants to get all European countries to commit the European being carbon and climate neutral in 2050. Finland has emphasized the need for a common European Circular Economy 2.0 strategy, a 5-year program that would bring the conclusions on how to proceed in developing the circular economy in European countries. The circular economy is being implemented and developed in Finland by different companies in different sizes. Many companies have good responsibility strategies nowadays and have developed their own businesses to be more sustainable and transparent. Also, Finnish educational institutions, different kind of networks and research units have made great strides in developing the circular economy. Finland is already known for its bio-based know-how and innovative solutions. Sustainable solutions and business models brings competitive advantage in international markets, strengthen the company's brand and open up new opportunities for success. Business Finland's Bio and Circular Finland program supports the development of competitive bio and circular economy solutions and ecosystems and advises on how to apply for EU funding for different kinds of projects. The goal is to increase exports of bio and circular economy solutions. The development of new innovations will be supported in the various sectors of the circular economy, and in particular in textiles and construction sectors. Finland shows an example of the direction in which the circular economy should be developed in the whole world. From a political point of view, the circular economy should receive increasing attention in all parties in a government and highlight the importance of sustainability. Politicians and parliament as a whole must also look whether all their actions are transparent and how could they develop their own actions to be more sustainable. In the end, our things in Finland are a good condition, but for example, we could always develop our work well-being and efficient processes in a national level. Here we have put together all the references that we have used if you want to learn more about the companies or topics which we have presented in this presentation. The circular economy is a very interesting topic, and making this presentation was very instructive. So, thank you for your time and listening.